Good morning. In the earlier lecture, we talked about N type of semiconductor, how to get N type of semiconductor from intrinsic semiconductor, the energy band diagram of N type of semiconductor, and after that, the electrical conductivity of N type of semiconductor. At the same time, I told you about the charge neutrality of N type of semiconductor. N type of semiconductor is always neutral in nature. This is because the number of free electrons in N type of semiconductor is always equal to sum of the holes and the immobile positive ions, and therefore N type of semiconductor is always neutral in nature. Let us see how to get P type of semiconductor using an intrinsic semiconductor, and then the energy band diagram of P type of semiconductor, then electrical conductivity of P type of semiconductor. As I told in the last lecture that the electrical conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor is very small at room temperature, and therefore intrinsic semiconductors could not be used for fabrication of various electronic devices because of its poor electrical conductivity. The conductivity of intrinsic semiconductors can be increased appreciably, enhanced appreciably, if we add some proper impurity on atomic level in the intrinsic semiconductor. That will give us the extrinsic semiconductor, doped semiconductor. The impurity we added in intrinsic semiconductor to get N type of semiconductor was pentavalent impurity. Each pentavalent impurity atom donates one electron to the semiconductor crystal structure, and therefore pentavalent impurity is always the donor impurity. Now to get P type of semiconductor or positive type of semiconductor, what do you have to do? We have to add trivalent impurity into the pure semiconductor on atomic level, that is 1 part in 10 to the power 8 parts. What should be the doping level? What is doping? Yesterday I told the process of addition of impurity to intrinsic semiconductor to get extrinsic semiconductor is known as doping. How should be the doping? The doping is made on atomic level, 1 part in 10 to the power 8 parts. To get P type of semiconductor, we have to add trivalent impurity. What is meaning of this trivalent impurity? Meaning of trivalent impurity is the material we are going to use as impurity will have 3 electrons in the valence shell of every atom, and such material is known as trivalent material. The examples may be gallium, aluminum, etc., etc. All the materials which are having 3 electrons in the valence band or in the valence shell will be treated as trivalent materials, trivalent crystal structures. So to form P type of semiconductor, let us first consider the structure of pure silicon, and let us add gallium as the trivalent impurity into the silicon crystal structure on atomic level, that is 1 part in 10 to the power 8 parts. And the diagram for this is Let us consider this silicon crystal structure here. Every silicon atom is having 4 electrons in the valence shell, and therefore every silicon atom is unstable. To attain stability, every silicon atom forms covalent bond with the neighboring silicon atoms. What is covalent bond? A bond formed by equal sharing of electrons by the neighboring atoms. And the same thing is happening with the silicon atoms in silicon crystal structure. Now you are familiar with this figure. This is one covalent bond, this is other covalent bond, third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th. Millions and billions of atoms are there, so there will be billions of such covalent bonds. So now these two electrons, these two electrons, these two electrons, these two electrons, total number will be 8. It will behave as if it is electrons in the valence shell, valence orbit of this semiconductor. At the same time, these two electrons will behave of this silicon atom, these two electrons will behave as if of this silicon atom, these two electrons will behave as if of this silicon atom, and therefore all silicon atoms in the silicon crystal structure will become stable, will attain stability, because the octet is completed in the last shell, in the last orbit of the silicon crystal structure. Now, let me remove one silicon atom from here and let me add gallium here. Gallium is trivalent. As gallium is trivalent, it has only 3 electrons in the valence shell, in the outermost shell, and therefore gallium can form one covalent bond with this, one covalent bond with this, one covalent bond with this. Gallium can form only 3 covalent bond with the 3 neighboring silicon atoms. It is not possible for gallium to form this 4th covalent bond, because there is no 4th electron in the valence shell of gallium, and therefore this is electron deficient place. One electron is short here for completion of the valence band, covalent bond. In this valence band, one electron is short for formation of the covalent bond, and therefore this place is electron deficient place. This electron deficiency is treated as a hole. Electron vacancy, electron deficient place is treated as a hole. So this will be a hole. Okay. This hole will be electron deficient, and therefore it badly needs one electron. Now what will happen? Gallium now has 7 electrons in the outermost shell. It needs only one more electron to complete the octet, and therefore it has very high affinity towards the electron. So at room temperature, what will happen? Any electron, this one, this one, this one, or this one, any of the electron in the surrounding silicon atom may acquire thermal energy from outside, may break the covalent bond, and may jump to this, creating a vacancy here. This vacancy is a hole. Millions of such holes can be created. Millions of such holes can be made available at room temperature in the semiconductor crystal structure. All the holes are positive in charge. All the holes are positive in charge, and therefore such a semiconductor, after addition of trivalent impurity to it on atomic level, will behave as p type of semiconductor or positive type of semiconductor. So we call this semiconductor as p type of semiconductor or positive type of semiconductor. It will have large number of free holes. It will have large number of free holes at room temperature, depending on the concentration of impurity in the doping process. This concentration of impurity during the doping process will be decided by number of trivalent atoms added to the pure semiconductor. As we can add very large number of gallium atoms on atomic level into the intrinsic semiconductor, we will get p type of semiconductor or positive type of semiconductor, because this semiconductor has large number of free holes. Gallium accepts one electron from the parent crystal structure to complete its octet and provides one free hole to the structure, to the semiconductor crystal structure, and therefore trivalent impurity is always known as acceptor impurity. Pentavalent impurity always donates one electron to the semiconductor crystal structure, so we called pentavalent impurity as donor impurity, as it donates free electrons to the n type of semiconductor. Whereas in case of p type of semiconductor, trivalent impurity accepts an electron from the parent crystal structure, from the semiconductor crystal structure, and therefore this trivalent impurity is known as acceptor impurity. Let us draw the energy band diagram for this p type of semiconductor. The energy band diagram will be this. Let me simply write here energy band corresponding to energies of various bands. First band, first energy band, second energy band, third energy band, last will be valence energy band, and after that we will have conduction energy band or simply conduction band. This is the valence band. And here we will have the conduction band. This is p type of semiconductor. So we will find that the valence band has large number of free holes and the conduction band has very few number of free electrons. The free electrons present in the conduction band of p type of semiconductor is due to thermal generation of electron hole pairs. At room temperature, thermal energy from the surrounding will be received by the electrons in the valence band present in the covalent bonds. If this energy received is more than the binding energy, it will break the covalent bond and will jump to the conduction band. This way, few electron hole pairs are created at room temperature, and because of that we will have few free electrons in the conduction band, whereas large number of free holes in the valence band. Now, if we count number of holes in p type semiconductor and number of electrons in p type of semiconductor, we will find that number of holes in a p type of semiconductor are very large in number, whereas number of electrons in p type of semiconductor are very few in number. It means that the positive free holes are majority in number, whereas negative free electrons are minority in number. As holes are majority in number, holes in p type of semiconductor are known as majority charge carriers. As electrons are very few in number, electrons are called as minority charge carriers. It means that whenever we construct p type of semiconductor, after proper doping, we will have holes or positive charge carriers as majority charge carriers for conduction of current in p type of semiconductor, whereas p type of semiconductor has free electrons as minority charge carriers, and therefore contribution to the electrical current flowing through the p type of semiconductor is mainly due to the holes. The contribution of electrons to the current flowing through p type of semiconductor is very less, negligibly small. This is clear from the energy band of p type of semiconductor. Energy band structure or energy band diagram of p type of semiconductor illustrates that holes are very large in number in the valence band. Electrons are very few in number in the conduction band, and therefore almost all current in p type is conducted by free holes. Electrons have very less contribution to the current flowing through the p type of semiconductor. Now, although we call this semiconductor as positive semiconductor or p type of semiconductor, let us see whether net charge on p type of semiconductor is positive. Gallium has 3 electrons of its own in the valence shell. It has accepted 1 electron from the semiconductor crystal structure. semiconductor crystal structure will lose one electron from this place. As gallium has accepted one electron, number of electrons in the gallium will be more by 1 than its number of protons. So net charge on gallium will be negative, and this negative charge will be immobile negative charge. From this place, the silicon crystal structure has lost one electron, and therefore this silicon will acquire a positive charge. This positive charge will be corresponding to this positive ion. This negative charge will be corresponding to this negative ion, and therefore this positive negative will cancel each other. Similarly, if some electron hole pairs are thermally induced in this p-type of semiconductor, number of electrons and number of holes will be equal in number, that will neutralize each other. It means that the p-type of semiconductor, when taken as a whole, is always neutral in character. Net charge on p-type of semiconductor is 0. If net charge on p-type of semiconductor is 0, why we call p-type of semiconductor as a positive type of semiconductor or p-type of semiconductor? The reason is the current flowing, the current conducted by p-type of semiconductor is mainly due to positive type of charge carriers. As current conducted in p-type of semiconductor is mainly due to positive charge carriers, we call this semiconductor as p-type of semiconductor or positive type of semiconductor. Now what left from this is the electrical conductivity of p-type of semiconductor. To study electrical conductivity of p-type of semiconductor, we have to apply electric field to the chip of p-type of semiconductor. So let me draw the figure needed here. Let us suppose that this is the chip of p-type of semiconductor. This is the chip of p-type of semiconductor, and a battery is used to apply electrical potential to this p-type of semiconductor. So the battery of potential V is connected to this p-type of semiconductor. The circles are free holes, and the circles having negative sign are negative immobile ions. Number of holes in p-type semiconductor is always equal to number of negative immobile ions. This is also true in case of n-type of semiconductor. If this is the chip of n-type of semiconductor, then dots will be free electrons in n type of semiconductor. The circles enclosing positive sign will be positive immobile ions. Number of electrons in n type of semiconductor will be equal to number of positive immobile ions, and therefore net charge on n type of semiconductor is also 0. So n type of semiconductor is always neutral in nature, just similar to p type of semiconductor. P type of semiconductor is always neutral in nature. Now, as this potential difference is applied with the help of this battery, this end of p type of semiconductor will become negative. This end of p type of semiconductor will become positive. Positive end will repel holes away from it, as there is repulsion between like charges, whereas negative end of the p type of semiconductor will attract the holes, because there is force of attraction between the dissimilar charges, between the unlike charges. Hole is positive in charge and this end is negative, and therefore holes will be attracted towards left end of the p type of semiconductor. Holes will be repelled from right end of p type of semiconductor, and therefore all the holes will flow in this direction. I have not shown free electrons here. There will be very few free electrons which are minority charge carriers corresponding to the holes which are thermally generated. There are few thermally generated electron hole pairs. This is one electron hole pair, this is one electron hole pair, this is one electron hole pair. This electron hole pair is not because of the impurity, it is because of the semiconductor crystal structure itself. These holes will be added to the number of holes created by the trivalent impurity, and what we find, number of holes, the positive free charge carriers in p type of semiconductor are very large in number. Number of electrons are very few in number. The electrons will be repelled by the left end and attracted by the right end. So electrons will flow towards positive end of a p type of semiconductor, whereas the holes will flow towards negative end of p type of semiconductor because of application of the electrical potential due to this battery. And the current flowing through this semiconductor is mainly due to current flowing through this semiconductor is mainly due to the holes, the positive charge carriers. In the external circuit, the current is only due to electrons. In the external circuit, the current is only due to electrons. It is not due to the holes. Then what is happening? Actually, the holes are not moving in this direction. The holes are positive immobile ions. Because of thermal energy received by the electrons in the semiconductor crystal structure, actually the electrons will get free from some parent atom of semiconductor crystal structure. It will jump to this hole, from this hole to this hole, from this hole to this hole, okay, and electron will flow in this direction, and we feel that holes are moving in the left direction. In actual practice, principally what is happening, there is a breaking of covalent bonds because of affinity of electrons of these holes, and these electrons will break the covalent bond. They will jump to this hole, from this hole they will jump to this one, from this hole they will jump to this one. As this side is more positive, this side of p-type of semiconductor is positive, so all the electrons are moving towards this side, and in the external circuit the current is only due to electrons. Although we see that current in the p-type of semiconductor is contributed only by holes, it is apparent. What is true, electrons are jumping from one hole to other, from left to right direction because of the type of potential applied here, and current in the external circuit is only due to electrons. This is about the electrical conductivity of p-type of semiconductor. This is how the p-type of semiconductor crystal is fabricated, constructed using the trivalent impurity on the atomic level. After that, I have shown the energy band diagram having large number of free holes in the valence band and very few number of free electrons in the conduction band, and finally the electrical conductivity of the p-type of semiconductor. This is about the second category of extrinsic semiconductors. With the study of this second category of extrinsic semiconductors, we have completed types of semiconductors. So it took about 3 lectures. Hope you got it. Thank you.